Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today. For those of you who are new to our channel, welcome. My name is Amanda Delgado and I'm a second year medical student at the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University in Augusta, Georgia. And today I'm excited to be sharing this week's COVID-19 update for the week of January 17th. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd first like to start by drawing your attention to the Georgia numbers, where this week we unfortunately see an increase in cases of about 50,000. Also, we see an increase of just under 1,000 deaths within our state. Jumping to the stats for our United States, we have seen an increase of about 40,000 deaths. And I'll go into a little bit more detail with regards to where we're seeing those increases in cases as well as deaths within our country later on when we discuss some of our news stories. Additionally, I'll jump to the global scale, where this week we've seen an increase in both the total number of cases as well as deaths hitting over 2 million this past week. And so despite the vaccine coming out, we still are seeing an increased number of cases, and this is something we need to continue to be vigilant about. So what we're going to do next is jump to some of our news stories. We're going to start at a global scale, then work our way towards the national scale, and then to our local scale here in the CSRA. So we'll go ahead and start by addressing this first case here on the left, where we see Johnson & Johnson has just started their one-dose vaccine trials in the phase 3 clinical trials. And this is really important because some people who might be allergic to the other vaccines might have some new opportunity with this Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Additionally, this is something that increases vaccine access, since it's only a one-dose vaccine, and makes it a more streamlined process, and the logistics are a lot easier than what the current options are with Moderna and Pfizer in those two-dose vaccines. So hopefully Johnson & Johnson will be sharing some of their phase 3 findings as early as next week to go ahead and start applying for that emergency approval from the FDA. So that's our first news story for today. Now jumping to our second news story, where we will discuss some of the states that we see easing their COVID regulations, while others we see have their highest number of cases. So we'll start with North Dakota, which is a state that was originally facing some challenges with regards to COVID-19. However, since mid-November, they've seen a drop in their cases of about 80%. A lot of this, the governor attributes to the new vaccine, the rapid tests, as well as the effective therapeutics. And so with that decrease in cases, the mask mandate formerly seen in North Dakota is set to expire this Monday. So that's some good news for us. Unfortunately, again, some states aren't doing nearly as well. We see in LA County that there are over 1 million infected. And while this is the highest population county in the United States, it's unfortunately also hosting the worst outbreak in our nation. And so our hearts go out to LA County right now, and hopefully their situation will become better in the next several days and the next week. Finally, I'll go ahead and end up with our local news story. And unfortunately, we do see signs of rising COVID-19 cases in Augusta, Georgia. One of those things we see is an increase in the number of hospitalizations. In Augusta, we currently have the highest number of inpatient COVID cases at 148. Additionally, we've seen that some local libraries have decided to close and opt for only pickup options. And we also see that some local schools have decided to stay online for a few more weeks until those COVID numbers get under control and we can safely send our students back for in-person learning. With that, we're wrapping up our COVID news stories for today, and I'd like to obviously end with some good news. And so Martin Luther King Day is tomorrow, and members of the CSRA have already come together to celebrate MLK Day early in various ways. In downtown Waynesboro, there was a parade on Saturday to celebrate unity for all. And then also Augusta's 1st District had some members participate in a cleanup this past weekend. And so despite all of the bad news that we have with COVID, there is some good news coming out of our community. And I would really encourage everyone out there to continue celebrating, unity, togetherness, despite having to stay physically apart. I know it's not easy, but we're going to get through this together. Finally, here are our references. I'll also be linking them down below. If y'all have any questions, feel feel free to drop them in our comment section. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We also have social media outlets and a website that we'll be linking below. And we hope that y'all are staying safe at this time. Take care until next week, everyone.